Hi, my name is Marty. I use they, them pronouns, and today I'm going to teach you how to make chocolate chip cookies. This is one of my favorite recipes because A, I love chocolate, B, it's wicked easy, and C, it's really easy to share the cookies, it's really easy to store the cookies for a while, and you don't have to make them all at once. There's a lot of chocolate chip cookie recipes out there. I use the Hershey chocolate chip cookie recipe just because I've tried a lot, and for me, the difference between like an okay chocolate chip cookie and a good chocolate chip cookie is usually in the texture. And I feel like this recipe makes ones that are like nice and soft, but still like not falling apart. So the first thing we're gonna do is wash our hands. Y'all know there's some stuff going around right now. CDC saying wash your hands for 20 seconds. So I'm gonna take off my watch. It doesn't get any germs or anything under it. I'm gonna wash my hands for 20 seconds to get them wet. And some soap. Then I'm going to scrub for 20 seconds. You can sing a song if you want. I've seen people singing Happy Birthday twice. I think that some of the Beacon songs actually work pretty well with it too. I was practicing with Little Red Wagon. I was practicing with Beacon's Is What, Red Hot, all those different ones. So you really want to get every part of your hands, especially when you're cooking. And then once I've done that, I'm just going to rinse them off, nice and warm. And there we go. So we're going to get right into the recipe. The first thing that I actually did last night was I took some butter out of the fridge to let it get nice and soft because it's kind of hard to start with cold butter. Usually I do this in my stand mixer, but I'm going to do everything by hand today so you can see a little better. We need 2 sticks of butter, which is a cup. Get them right into the bowl. This is a very exciting process to watch. So next, we're going to add our sugar. We have 2 different types of sugar. We have granulated sugar, which is the white one, and brown sugar, which is the brown one. We have 3/4 of a cup of each. So again, 1 cup of butter, 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, 3/4 of a cup of white sugar. We're just going to dump that whole thing in there. We're going to mix that together, nice and well. The brown sugar can kind of stick together sometimes. It's a little tricky to get it all together. It's going to take a minute. I'm not going to show this whole thing on camera because it's going to get boring. But you just really want to make sure you get all the lumps in one mixture. So the next thing we're going to add are the egg and the vanilla. Crack my eggs directly into the bowl. Just like put yourself in a little bowl you have to put them in. And then take and also 2 eggs and then 1 teaspoon of vanilla. Alright, so now it should be pretty goopy, a little slimy. We're going to add our dry ingredients, which is baking soda, salt, and flour. I'm going to show you how to measure the flour well when we get there. So we're going to do 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Again, this is a half, so I'm going to do 2 scoops. Baking soda helps it rise, so that's what makes your cookies like not just a flat, sugary pancake, and more of a dome shape a little bit. And half a teaspoon of salt. You can do a little more salt if you like kind of a salty chocolate flavor too, but I'm a sweet person, I like vanilla. So I'm going to mix those in. Get them all the way in before I add my flour, so it's going to be a little harder to add them evenly. Once those are in, we're going to do our flour. So for flour, we're going to do 2 1/4 cups. So the best way to measure flour, come on in. The best way to measure flour so that it's nice and even is to use a spoon and kind of put it into the measuring cup like that. Because if I just do like a big scoop, I'm probably going to have some air pockets in there. So I'm going to use a spoon. I'm going to put it in. And this is a 1 cup measuring cup. So I'm just going to get it all in. And I'm going to even off the top like that. So that's a full cup. Add that in. I'm going to do 1 more for 2 cups. I'm going to do a 1/4 cup, which my measuring cup has lines on the inside that have a 1/4 cup, but you might have to use a different cup. Just even that out. Awesome. That was a 1/4 cup. And then I'm going to mix all this in, and you're probably going to want to move your arm a little slower with the other ingredients to start, otherwise you're going to get like a effect. Which can be very silly, but not fun to clean up. And then once everything's together, you can do it a little harder to kind of really make sure that you get that while it's coming together all the way too. Nothing worse than taking off the back of the cookies and trying to make them out better than mine. Chocolate chip cookies, and that is the chocolate chips. So we're going to add 2 cups, and if you've ever seen the bags of chocolate chips at the store, those are about 2 cups, so you can just use a full bag. I measured them out because I wanted to be sure, but 2 cups of chocolate chips. I'm just going to dump them right in there. You can use milk chocolate, you can use dark chocolate, semi-sweet, white chocolate, whatever you want. These are semi-sweet, they were in a container. But milk chocolate's going to be nice and sweet. Semi-sweet's going to be a little closer to dark chocolate than what it tastes like, so just a little bitter, but still pretty delicious. The difference between milk chocolate and dark chocolate, all the different types, is in how much fat there is versus how much actual cocoa there is. So for milk chocolate, you have milk. You have a lot more milk, you have a lot more fat. And that makes it a little creamier, a little sweeter, but at the same time it's a little harder to make, like, you know, desserts that get a little fancy with chocolate. So like, if you're melting chocolate to add it to anything, you're probably gonna need something a little darker to work with. Alright, now that those are nice and mixed in, if you want to take a look, you can. Now that they're nice and mixed in, it doesn't have to be perfect. You can have some with different amounts of chocolate chips than others. We are going to cover this up. We are going to put it in the fridge and chill it for about like 45 minutes. That'll keep it so that when they're baking off, they don't kind of melt and go flat. It'll give that nice dome. Alright, see you in a bit. Welcome back. Just so you know, we had a little bit of a learning curve before the microphone is when recording. So there's a section in the first part where you can't hear anything that's being said, so I'm going to add some subtitles. That being said, the first thing you want to do when you come back is wash your hands again. Second is preheat the oven to 375 degrees Fahrenheit. That's 375. And then you are going to line your pans. So you're just going to use a basic sheet pan. You can use pretty much any size. I usually use the like 11 by 13. You can line them with tin foil, parchment paper, you can use cooking spray, butter, those like fancy mats if you want, pretty much whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. I like tin foil, it's easy, and that's pretty much the only reason. So, you can bring your cookie dough out of the fridge. Once you uncover it, it should be nice and firm. Then, we're going to get to the fun part. So we are going to start rolling our cookie dough into balls. So you're going to take a spoon. And this is why it's really important to wash your hands, because we're going to have to touch it. You're going to take a spoon of cookie dough. You can even do a little bigger than that. So, like just bigger than like a bouncy ball. And you're going to roll it between your palms. And then put it on the sheet. Just like that. And the smoother that the ball is, the smoother that the sides are, the rounder your cookies are going to be. So if you like kind of the chunky, funky cookies, then you can make it a little rougher, but I like mine to be a little even. So as I am rolling these out as well. I'm gonna roll them out in a way that makes a baker's dozen, which is 13. So the way you do that is you're gonna have 3 at either end, 3 in the middle, and then 2 and 2. So 3, 2, 3, 2, 3. It's gonna make 13 total. That's why it's called a baker's oven. And with that, the cookies aren't gonna run into each other. So they'll have enough room to spread out, they'll have enough room to breathe, because y'all know cookies don't end up looking like, you know, a bouncy ball of cookie dough at the end. So I'm just gonna roll all these out and get them ready to go. And again, like I mentioned before, you don't have to have the same amount of chocolate chips in each cookie. I like a lot of chocolate chips. I live with someone who doesn't like any chocolate chips, so a lot of times when I make cookies, I'll set some of the dough aside and put the chocolate chips in after so that they can have some that don't have any in them. Which, fun fact, a chocolate chip cookie without chocolate chips is called a butter cookie. The more you know. So, again, I'm doing 3 rows. And it's okay if your hands don't go this fast too. It took me a while to get into like a swing of just like that. Perfect timing saying that as I'm like, oh. But you also, as you're rolling them, once you're putting them down, you want to try and put the chocolate chips, if there's any sticking out like that, on the on the top rather, not the bottom. Because if they're on the bottom, they can stick to the tin foil and burn a little bit, which is unfortunate. It also keeps them from melting everywhere. And again, don't worry about getting the size perfect. Like, you know, this guy is a little smaller than that guy, stuff like that. But variety is the spice of life, and size differences are the spice of cookies. Alright, so my oven is preheated, so I'm going to stick them in. Normally what I would do is make one sheet and then I would keep going and make a second one as soon as I put that one in, so I can just swap them out when they come out. But I'm not going to do that today, and I'm going to tell you why when we come back. And I am going to bake those for 8 to 10 minutes. So I usually go 9, number 1, because I'm really good at math, you guys. And number 2, because that way they're nice and warm on the inside, but it leaves like a little bit of crisp that holds everything in. See you soon. Welcome back. Our timer just went off, so we're going to take out that pan of cookies. Ooh, and they look good. I'm not just saying that. So, as you can see, they're still a little gooey. They're still getting there. While they're on the pan, they're still going to be baking, because the pan is still 375 degrees, even if the kitchen isn't the same temperature as the oven, which I'm going to turn the oven off now. So, they're still baking a little bit, and that's good. You want to leave them, don't touch them. It's going to be tempting, don't do it. Number 1, you're going to burn yourself. Number 2, they're not going to bake all the way. So usually what I do is when I put in a second pan, when that one comes out, I'll start switching these over to either a plate or a wire rack like this one. And that lets them stop baking, cool down a little bit so you don't overshoot and burn them. If you're not putting in a second pan, I would wait like maybe 5-7 minutes, anything like that. So the reason that I didn't bake all the cookie dough right now is because I'm going to save it in some Tupperware in the fridge. That way I can go back to it and I can bake more when I want fresh baked cookies, because fresh baked is always better than older. That's a really good way to be able to share them with more people. It's really nice if you just want like one batch of chocolate chip cookies for the night, anything like that. And you can keep it in the fridge for probably up to like 5 days or so. But you can also freeze them, and I'd say you could probably keep them in the freezer for about a month. If you are going to freeze them though, you should roll them into the balls first. Otherwise it's going to be kind of hard to thaw them all the way before you have to kind of chip away to get the shapes for the pan again. But yeah, so we're going to let those rest for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to switch them over to the wire rack. Welcome back again. We're going to take them off the pan. They've been cooling just enough. They're still going to be a little soft, so sometimes I like to use a spatula just in case they are sticking a little bit. So you can lift them up, and again, they're going to be a little flexible. I'm just going to put them right on the wire rack. I can get a few at a time. Fancy. Yeah, again, you can use a plate if you want. I like using the rack when I have both because the air underneath helps cool them down a little faster. As you can see, there's like a gap under. Just a little. Yeah, if you like your cookies a little more rounded on top, you can even chill them for a little bit longer, because that will prevent them from flattening from the butter melting. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time with more fun recipes, and that is how you make chocolate chip cookies.